By 2049, almost no one had to work. No one went hungry. Everyone had a place to live. And the family you were born into mattered more than it had in 200 years. When work stopped making people rich, the world went back to its oldest economy: property, inheritance, and marriage. A young woman checks not her salary. Salaries no longer change anyone's class, but her inherited share. It isn't enough. Jane Austen wrote her 2 centuries ago. We thought she described the past. She described the world after work. The Bennets had 5 daughters, 1 beautiful estate, and, by an old rule, no right to keep it. In the Great Transition, the machines promised everyone enough. In return, existing ownership was left untouched. Poverty ended, and so did almost every way out of the floor. Everyone gets a clean room. No one without inheritance gets a garden, or silence, or a door no authority can reassign. Longbourn is held in a trust older than the transition. Its charter names a single male line, a relic frozen in place when ownership froze. So on the father's death, control passes to the cousin the trust still recognizes. Collins. The daughters keep their provision. They lose the house, the standing, and the one thing you can't hand a child from the floor: a better start. In an equal world, the trap is capital, not sex. Poor sons must marry up too. The Bennets are simply cursed twice, by an old charter and an old name. So the mother's fear isn't comedy, it's a family watching its whole position expire. And the father, who might have reformed the charter while he could, chose irony instead. His stillness helps set the trap. Then new money arrives next door. Bingley, rich from the last wave of automation and hungry to belong. He meets Jane, and it's easy, and it's real, the rarest asset in a marriage market. With him comes older money, Darcy, whose family owns the land, the power, and the systems the rest of the world runs on. He looks at Elizabeth and calls her tolerable, not endowed enough to tempt him. She has a first-class mind the old world would have paid for. This one has no use for it. What, she wonders, is a mind worth now? She decides to despise him. Contempt is the one thing she can still choose for free. Her friend Charlotte does the colder sum.
You still think a person can build a life, Lizzie. People like us can only enter one.
Enter a charming man who owns nothing but a talent for being believed.
Darcy cheated me of everything my family was owed.
It's a lie. And it's a lie she's glad to buy. It flatters the verdict she already reached. One thing to understand about this world: a registered partnership isn't only love. It braids 2 people's assets, debts, and access into one. Then the heir to the trust offers Elizabeth a merger dressed as a proposal. This is how inheritance walks into a room disguised as romance. Marry him, and she keeps the estate. She says no. She won't turn herself into a transaction. To refuse a secure place is a luxury, and her mother watches her burn it. So Charlotte takes him for permanent rooms, real standing, safety from ever being reassigned. Elizabeth can refuse the system. Charlotte has to live inside it.
The system provides existence, Lizzie. It does not provide a life. I'm choosing the only door still open.
Meanwhile, the easy love is quietly killed. Bingley is pulled away. His circle judges the Bennets too poor to join. Darcy is one who pulls him, mistaking a family's poverty for a family's worth. Elizabeth visits Charlotte's new estate, braced to find her broken. She isn't. Charlotte has built a working life inside the arrangement. Her husband kept busy, her mornings her own. It isn't misery, it's administration. She priced it honestly and paid what it cost. Then Darcy proposes, badly. spending half of it on how far beneath him she is. He offers her everything except equality. She refuses him with both barrels, for Jane, for Wickham, for the contempt under the offer. The next day, a letter. No apology for his manner, only the truth. Wickham was the liar, a climber who tried to marry Darcy's young sister to reach the family's assets. She reads it again. Blind, partial, prejudiced, absurd, she calls herself. The judgment she was so proud of was corrupt. Months later, she sees his estate. She sees the wealth, and, for the first time, what he does with it. Pemberley isn't merely owned, it's tended. And Darcy, off guard, is kind. The kindness was always there. What changed is his belief that rank excused contempt. Then the youngest detonates the family. Lydia registers an irreversible partnership with Wickham. In a world built on inherited trust, intimacy is also access. Through her, a man drowning in debt now holds a legal claim on everything attached to her name, and the standing to pull the family down with him. It won't kill them. It can dissolve them. Every sibling's place compromised at once. Darcy finds them, buys out Wickham's creditors, extinguishes the claim, binds him to a settlement he can't exploit, tells no one. She learns what he did, not a grand gesture, a quiet settlement for a family that had snubbed him. Bingley comes back for Jane. The easy love, allowed at last to be easy. Darcy's aunt arrives to forbid it, not from spite, but from a creed.
Pemberley is not a prize for personal happiness. It is an institution. Centuries of responsibility you could not keep for a year.
Elizabeth doesn't climb and doesn't kneel. She refuses to be priced. Darcy asks again, humbler and changed. He's learned the thing his class forgets. Being trusted with valuable things never made him worth more than anyone else. He asks her not to enter Pemberley as another possession, but to help govern it and decide what it owes the people outside its walls. She says yes on terms. Equal succession, whatever their children's sex, protection for its dependents, its land and its systems open past the family. This time it's partnership, not acquisition. It's love, and the first crack in the wall she was born outside of. Austen placed marriages beside one another like evidence. Elizabeth's parents, attraction without judgment. Lydia and Wickham, appetite without responsibility. Charlotte and Collins, security without affection. Jane and Bingley, tenderness. Elizabeth and Darcy earned the hard one, affection, judgment, and the willingness to be corrected. For 2 centuries, we told ourselves talent could be birth. Then the machines made talent abundant and stripped its bargaining power. Birth mattered again. Austen wrote about women whose intelligence could not secure their freedom because property, not ability, decided their future. We believed work had ended that world, that once women earned, they were free. But when the machines made labor abundant, inheritance became destiny again. They provide enough to live. The estates still decide who is free to choose. And love turns dangerous again, because marriage is once more one of the last doors between a life allocated and a life owned.